So let's think about this. Exports. Right. So you guys know that exports are like going out, right? Like if you export stuff, right? So that means that the rest of the world wants our corn, right? Exports. Imports means coming in, right? So what does this mean? So this means that possibly, corn's doing well because other countries need it. And this is usually what happens. What did I say last time? Usually, the assumptions I made last time are usually true. So other countries need corn because guess what? They need to eat. Mainly the countries like China, India, because they have growing population. Children, people to feed, because like here, right, we go to McDonald's or whatever, right? But there, right, they'll actually eat a dinner where they have corn and rice. Does that make sense? So, right, so then now you know the reason why it went up, right? So the thing is, Yuji, right, seeing this news, he can get a little riskier and he can put more money into this to make more. Because if he sees that, look, so now you can actually look at the stock itself. Always look up the stock itself. I'm just going to Yahoo Finance. RJA. Right. So if you look, 52-week was to $11.95. And right now it's about $9, right? So current price is $9.02, and it went up as much as $11.95. So even though I told you that commodities might be risky, just so you know, you have an ETF. ETF means it's diversified, right? Mutual fund means it has many different things, not just corn. So if wheat prices do well and corn prices go down, that means we didn't lose as much money. So this is actually a pretty decently, it's not too bad, and I would actually maybe add more of a position just to see. So if you go, I'm going to trade stock for Yuji, and then you have, and then maybe I'll buy another 5,000, right?
$5,000
worth. So the reason I did that is because 5,000 plus 5,000 is 10,000, right? And I'm just trying to put a little bit more money into it because so far it's see, so if it's at $9, right? It's at the smaller range, and it's also diversified. And look at the gain. The gain's so small, meaning that it might not be as crazy as I think it is, right? So let's just take a chance, maybe. That's how this is all. So what is that? That's 6. 5 point something. Alright. So preview order. Submit order. Good. So now Yuji has more money in RJI. Right? So what I would recommend is if you look at Yuji over here, right? He only spent $54,000. 24 plus 30. Right? He has $100,000 in total. I only said to put 20% cash, right? So maybe Yuji should put more money somewhere or get something else, right? So that's why we had all these, oh, perfect. I think I'm receiving alpha. Right? So this all makes sense, right? I'm just, and I'm going to go through these quickly and then we'll actually figure out how you read information about companies, right? And Teva Pharmaceuticals, right? Healthcare company, right? Healthcare, it dropped. Right? So if you want to look at this company, go to Google, Teva Pharmaceuticals, lost value. Right? Just type it in, lost value. You don't have any articles, right? But let's do this. Okay. So over here, if you see this, right, it says news. Teva fourth quarter profit rises on Cephalon purchase, right? So that means that the company might actually be doing okay, right? But like every healthcare company, people might have, there's risk concerned with their medicine. So you know what? I would actually still keep this stock. because it's not really related to the overall market. You know? And it was at a good value, that's why we purchased it. Right? How much money did we put? Okay, so we already put $20,000. If it does well, we can make money from that. Right? Now we can look at his positions in Netflix and Aeropostale. Right? So the thing is, okay, so Aeropostale actually lost in value because he thought Aeropostale was going to lose money, but it gained money. Right? Shorting means the opposite. So now you're going to go to Aeropostale. Stock loses value. Right? So this is interesting. If you just look up this like crap on Google, you can see over here. Increases in commodity prices will raise clothing retailer prices. What does that mean? That means that, you know, commodity prices, when you make shirts, right, you need cotton, right? When you make shirts, you need silk or whatever they use to make shirts, right? So if commodity prices are higher, that means a lot of retail stores might do worse in the future. So I would not add more to this, but I would keep it for a while, just to see what happens. And then Yuji made money on Netflix because he thought Netflix was going to lose value, and guess what? It lost value. What's a reason Netflix could have lost value? I can probably think of why, but let's just look it up, right? Netflix stock loses value. This is like the first basic thing that you do, so to see why. Look over here. You know, you can just read these headings. You don't have to read the stupid article. Netflix to lose customers, stock value over price increase. Netflix raises prices, loses customers. Right? So what does that tell you? So if you know that Netflix, right, sells movies and all that stuff, right? Why would they lose customers? Because people on TV have something called DVR. They can record a TV show and be like, oh, I don't need to watch this garbage anymore. Right? And that means that if they're raising prices too, right? They're offering the same product, but a lot of people don't want it anymore. So they're going to lose value. Right? So we can do the same thing for Midori. If you just pull up I'll just do this real quick, and then we can get to serious stuff. So Midori did well.
I don't know why Disney stock price down. Why?
So
Nobody wants to go there.
So go back there. Wait, hold on. Okay, so Disney's stock price is actually now up. Look.
Opposite.
Right.
So Amazon just.
Right. So you bought it at $40. Disney actually went up, right? But you took a down position, right? Why did you take a down position? Because we thought that Disney was going to do bad, but it did well, right? So you can actually, so instead of this, okay. So if you keep going down, right, you can look at this over here. Disney shares plunge on economic concerns, right? So look, if you read this, it says 40% of Disney's stock price drop today is from overall market weakness. You don't even need to understand that whole sentence. All that means is market weakness, right? Market weak. So that means that something is happening in the economy, right? If people don't have money, are they going to go to Disney? They might still go to Disney, right? But that's why. And a reason why it might be up is because, well, it's a strong company, right? Everybody likes Disney. Does that make sense? So let's quickly go through your other stuff, and then I'm going to cover the homework for today, which is more important.
I think Time Warner is going to lose a lot of customers.
So usually while you're waiting for this, you can go on Seeking Alpha and look for another idea, because you only spent $54,000. You might want to buy some stuff, make more money, get a little bit more aggressive. If you saw this, right, Yuji only lost $800. That's really small. And even though you made money, you only made $800. What does that tell you, right? That's a small amount of money. You didn't make a lot of money, right? So you might want to get more aggressive with some companies, right? So, okay. So Amazon, you made money because Amazon did go down. Why did Amazon go down? Okay, so this is one thing you can look at. Kindle. Do you know what the Kindle is? So, do you know the iPad? You can read books on it.
Oh,
The
I
Kindle-
read it.
Right.
in the no, huh? This from this
Right.
I read the article. Oh,
Oh, you read it. Cool. We're gonna go over that in like 4 seconds. Just give me some time.
Ah. the reason.
Oh, so you know why? Oh,
Yes.
Okay, cool, great. Let's go over that very quick. Well, let's go back here. I'll just explain everything. So this is just my analysis, and then we'll go through the articles really quickly. So gold gained value. I think that gold probably gained value. You don't even need to look it up. I probably know because there's economic concern. So when the economy is not doing well and it hasn't been doing well, people are going to run to gold, right? We discussed this in class. Almost 100% of the time, this is going to be the reason. If you look it up, it's basically because gold is based on us, right? If we're scared, we're going to run to gold. Why do we run to gold? Because if we don't have this loses value, then we're going to go get gold instead, right? Microsoft. So Microsoft could have gained value for many reasons. It actually might be more important to look up an article on Microsoft to figure out. But what I would guess is that their company lost so much value, but we still use Microsoft. Even on this like iPad or whatever, not iPad, sorry. This this Mac.
Windows?
No, Mac. MacBook, right? You still use like, Microsoft, right? Word, Excel, people still use it for their businesses. So the company lost so much value, but it's still actually worth a little bit more. And Coca-Cola, easy. We went over this. We said Coca-Cola and Pepsi, right? They might have similar tastes, but Coca-Cola is a stronger company because they're expanding internationally and people recognize the brand more. When I think of Pepsi, I think of Coke, but I also think of chips, right? When you go to movies, you have chips. The Pepsi company they also sell chips with it. But Coke was actually the first one to come out with that, that taste, right? And they're a generally strong company, and a lot of people invested it for this reason. So, right? So I just explained everything, and you guys know how to read it, right? So what I would suggest is, look, 29 plus 45, right? You have 45 long, and you think 29 is going to go down, right? Short, long, right? So that's about like what, 74 or $74,000. So Midori also invested more money than you did. So Midori invested 74,000, and you only invested 54,000, right? But she has a gain and you have a loss, right? It's partially my fault, but then the thing is, it's a learning experience because I wanted somebody to have gold, and so just so you know, gold prices usually move faster and higher, right? Whether agricultural is more, it's like slower, right? So you might want to get more aggressive if you actually want to make money from that. Just kind of interesting. But what I suggest for Yuji is that you add another company, put $20,000 in it, and get that idea, right? So that'll be homework, but all right, yeah. By the way, the second part of this class is like free. I mean, I'm just gonna keep teaching you guys stuff, so you can stick around. And anytime I have a break, I'm just gonna keep teaching stuff, and then my regular classes I'll start if I need to. So you can keep following me around if you want.
But seems to do is method is same. The detail.
No, I'm gonna go further. The material, I'm gonna teach you more stuff and stuff. And if you want to learn a little bit of accounting, I'll probably add that too. So.
But you said Tamir also teach finance.
I said he teaches finance and marketing every different week. So like 1 week he's gonna teach like marketing, and then 1 week he's gonna teach finance.
Yeah, but the thing is, so in the next cycle, right? My class is a second step from Laura's class. So if there's no students in the second month, what I'm gonna do is I can just teach because I come here anyways every Thursday, right? So I'm not gonna charge anything.